Taker.
We should be live. So, hello and welcome from Germany at the European SHOT Show, IWA, IWA Outdoor and what's Outdoor Classic? Outdoor Classics. So, we have a lot of fun things to talk about today. Number one being, what's it like to get to Germany? I just think that's interesting. And then number two, what are we looking forward to in IWA for the show? So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right on in as everybody starts commenting, and we're going to talk about travel first because I feel like that's going to be the most interesting. And for those who are wondering, we are sitting, so if we look at each other, we are sitting right next to one another
in a small hotel room.
And there is a train station right here. So it's interesting. I'm blessed and thankful to be here. And let's talk about travel. What it's like to get to Germany in the first place. I'm going to let you go first. You've been more than once.
No, it's fun. I mean, travel is, it can be stressful, but when you're coming to a gun show, European gun show, and that's the reason, it's exciting, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's your first time. So what has that been like?
Wow. So we had, technically speaking, about 24 hours of travel time. So what does that actually entail? What does that mean? Well, we left at 2 p.m. our time, and we got to where we were going, 2 p.m. German time. So like my
6 hour time difference, so like 18 hours.
So in reality, 18 hours, but in actual time's 24 hours. And it's been wow. So I absolutely have enjoyed the trip out here. It was a long flight. I got a decent bit of sleep, which I don't usually sleep on planes. But first impressions of Germany, architecture, very different. People, very different. Guns, the same.
Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of them too, we're not going to be able to see here. They're really in the States, right? Like for CZ Bren 3, we just saw that.
Ooh, and we have a teaser, a new Glock that's not in the United States. It's a Gen 6 and it's here in Germany, and we don't get it.
Apparently, it came out with the other Gen 6s in Germany, and we just never heard about it. And it's a thing. And the Germans were like, yeah, of course, do you guys have this? Like, kind of a...
No, why would we have this? So, yeah, a couple of really cool things coming. So, what's like from the United States culture, gun culture, to German gun culture? For me, I didn't realize how much they truly focused on hunting. What's your experience been?
Yeah, my experience has been, obviously, you talk about it, hunting, very hunting focused, forward, kind of that mindset behind it as far as what you're doing. And then the next biggest thing is that a lot of people think that, I guess, within Europe, they can't own firearms, or if you can, it's extremely limited. It really just depends on the country, is what I've learned over the past couple of years. Czech Republic is a great example of a country where it's kind of everywhere. Like, firearms are very prolific there. They call themselves the land of the free, and Czech Republic for that reason, and many others.
I thought we lived in the land of the free.
I know, home of the brave. Yeah, all this continues on. We're also the home of the brave, right? So that's the difference. But the other big thing is they don't have SBR laws, so they don't have to deal with any of that.
Elaborate, please.
Basically, if it's a rifle, it shoots a rifle caliber, then it stays as a rifle caliber regardless of what that barrel length is.
Interesting. So theirs is based on caliber. So a pistol caliber carbine, is that considered a pistol?
That would be most likely a pistol.
Okay. So that's interesting.
So I mean, it depends too on what the form and function is. So I don't know, but like the whole thing. But like, yes, generally speaking, that would be considered that way.
It's interesting because, I mean, obviously, you guys who live in the United States, we all know anything below 16 inches is not a rifle. It could be a 22. It's no longer a rifle.
It's quite crazy.
It could be a 700 Win Mag, and you're not a rifle, which is crazy to me.
I mean, we shouldn't have to deal with it, which is why, thankfully, we're able to get the right people to get tax stamps. Well, not tax stamps removed, but at least the price for tax stamps removed. And that's opened up a lot of pathways. So hopefully more of that in the future. Get it removed. Just get the NFA removed as a whole. That's really the goal.
All right. So we're here for IWA in Germany. But day one, we went to Enforce Pack. I don't know. Before I started doing this, I didn't really know what the difference was between Enforce Pack and IWA. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to elaborate on that for people who may not know.
Yeah, so Enfortac is basically a military show specifically. So it's a trade show. So there's some people doing business, but overall it's for like big contracts. That sort of deal. Militaries will come there. You'll see a lot of people who are current military visiting and trying to see what they think the best new firearm is, and what they should have in their department for entire side of that branch of government. So there's a lot of that going on. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in Europe for that reason. And then IWA is on the other side of that, which is the civilian side. So you'll see more of that hunter mindset, like we talked about. And it's awesome. It's very chill and calm for that reason. Instead of Enfortac being the restrictive, kind of very bureaucratic system that they have over there.
That was the first time I've had to really deal with that, which was interesting. But I'm excited for IWA to start tomorrow. Enfortac has now come and it's gone.
Yep.
And we're now just IWA. So I'm very excited to see what they have to offer. So they're in the same building, right? Like the whole thing. And what's crazy is like if you
more, it's like double the size.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so like 1 through 11. And we saw like 6 through 10 or something today. So yeah, it's a lot more.
Well, okay. So in IWA, everything is military focused. I'm curious to see what the difference between like the military focused and the civilian focus is in a foreign country. I think that's going to be very interesting. I'm excited to see some things new that are going to be announced in IWA that have not been announced before.
I mean, one, I don't think it's a surprise at all, but we saw the Walther bolt action rifle, which is really cool.
Hold on, let's repeat that and emphasize a bolt action bullpup rifle.
Yeah, which there's some. That's not the first time I've seen that, right? Tech's been doing that for a while,
but really rare. You don't see it often, especially the Walther. They did have a predecessor to that, right?
Yeah, the WA 2000 or like W2000. It's from if any of you guys played NW2, you're familiar with that one. It was kind of the like the redhead stepchild of that sniper rifle, like within the game. People loved it though, and it's just that cool aesthetic, that you don't normally see with firearms. And they're bringing that back with bolt actions, and not just like kind of making a bolt action that's relatively basic. They're really going after it. They're putting in like new engineering as far as how the bolt works, all this crazy stuff. So I'm excited to see it come to the U.S. And that was our first question. When is it coming to the U.S.?
Yes.
Apparently later this year.
Well, I mean, that's going to be, I'm excited to see that. I have never shot a bolt action bullpup rifle.
Yeah.
And I've shot a lot of guns at this point, but never a bolt action rifle, which is kind of wild. And I'm excited to see what else comes out. I'm sure there's going to be other things that are new that we've not seen. That just happens to be the first one. We literally saw tonight at kind of an opening event that they had, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask the question now. You've seen it up. Hold on, up here. See that question right there? What are you guys looking forward to in IWA? What are you guys curious about? Like, okay, as an American traveling to a foreign country and experiencing their gun culture, what questions do you have? Like, what are you thinking in your head right now? Oh, can they even own guns out there? Like, what are those questions? Because we can answer some now, and if we don't know them, we can go and ask the people who are in the industry right now in other countries. So that's cool. This includes special variants that we don't carry in the United States.
Yeah.
One that has been talked about previously, the Glock 45, I think it is.
49.
40. No, the 45, the green one, right?
Oh, no, it's not just the Hunter edition. So the Hunter edition is in the 45. It's also in 10 mil. Like I can't remember which model it was. It was a 10 mil, a bunch of other ones. And the idea behind it is, it's a handgun that's oriented for a hunter and able to use. Like
in the United States, that's just a foreign concept. Like a hand, literally. Like you might use it for self-defense against up there. You might have a 10 mil pistol. Yeah, because if they're getting close, you're going to need to, take a couple shots to get that. But like a hunting pistol, that's actually a handgun.
Something I found interesting too, they use red dots frequently for hunting.
I did see that.
in short distances. Yeah.
So I've seen that twice now, actually. I just happened to like glance over and see that.
Yeah, a lot of times they won't even use scopes.
Oh, good. We have a great question or a great statement from Work in Progress 101. Glock 49. I never understood why it was in such a short production. Well, would you like to share some information?
Yeah, so we were at the Glock booth today, and we saw a 49 Gen 6 for the first time ever.
A 49 Gen 6.
Yeah.
Just to create some context here, in the United States, we got the 45, the 19, and the 17.
Mm-hmm.
We did not get the 49, but it launched alongside the 49 in apparently European countries.
Yeah.
Why don't we have that?
So a lot of people said that the 49 was not produced a lot because of, I guess, like the sales, like the drive behind it. You know, the American consumer just didn't attach to the 49. For example, our channel, Eliza, she loves the 49. That's her go-to. So it really just depends on what you like. You know, what do you want out of it ultimately? I think a lot of people in the U.S., they go with a larger frame. A lot of people are into the 45 for that reason, right? They like that compact side, but with a larger frame. So I think that's why it's just been overshadowed. The 49 has been overshadowed by the 45 and others. So it makes sense to me why they would come out with it, at least, because technically, if you own a 17 and you own a 19 Gen 6, then you can just make a 49 out of that. But in this case, at Glock's booth, they literally had what was labeled as a 49 Gen 6.
Which, I mean, in itself is a crazy thing. Like, my brain can't wrap around. I'm sure they have data metrics and things will point them to why they made the decision, but like, why not just, you're already producing all the parts you need for in the United States. Why not just 1 + 1, put them together?
It makes sense.
You know what? We should go ask Glock.
Yeah, they're probably safe for hunting.
That's funny. It could be true. That genuinely could be their answer.
Yeah.
So we've also cracked the door here behind us. Well, it's a window, but it's the size of a door, which is wild. I've never seen that before, being only in the United States my whole life. But the police and the ambulances sound the same out here. And they're I don't like the sound.
It's just a weird, we'll hear it in the next hour. There's going to be somebody.
We open the door just a little bit more, hopefully to hear it for those who may not know, which is really cool.
There was some cool stuff today. So we went to Glock, we saw CZ, Bren 3. What did you think about the Bren 3?
Oh my God,
right?
First time I've ever seen the Bren 3. Now, so there was a short that's going to be coming out on all of Classics channels. This includes like Instagram and stuff like that. And it's going to be you holding it and making a joke. This is like the ultimate MP5.
Yeah.
Because it's like a rifle caliber.
Yeah.
And an MP5, it literally pulls out just like an MP5 brace would, except for it's a stock. Oh my gosh. Put a grenade launcher on that. You got a pocket rocket. This is great.
You can put a grenade launcher on it. It's awesome. And it's like a QD system to it too.
Yes.
We're at the CZ booth and Brandon looks at it and he's like, that's an MP5 on steroids. And
It's just like it.
CZ liked it so much. So like, we might put that on the next review of it, you know, like at least like something on like the product page, like MP5 on steroids.
I think I can post photos on YouTube Shorts and Instagram. I might just have John post that photo to reference what we're talking about right here.
It's cool.
Because like I took a really good photo of just that because it looks like an MP5. Have you seen an MP5 hanging up on a wall with just hooks? It looks just like an MP5.
Yeah.
Except for it's not. And in my opinion, I think it might be better.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's better. As far as like, I mean, ballistics 5.56, hard to beat. Yeah. And then on top of that, it's actually a shorter barrel than the MP5.
Yeah, it looks like
almost 9 inches and 7.
7, right? Yeah. So we have Shorty Boy Bren 3, a brand new Glock Gen 6 that no one has seen outside of the United States. Well, inside the United States, outside everyone's heard of it. That already right there is 2 crazy things.
And then what about the new German military pistol? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The CZ P13.
P13. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we just filmed a dedicated video to that. So expect more about that coming up on this channel right here. You're watching. How long do you think they'll get that up?
Oh, that will be tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think that'll take long at all. So we'll have that one. And then, you know, we looked at some other CZ stuff to kind of see, you know, what you would normally find in the US, just because this stuff's interesting, right? Might as well throw that in a video. And then one place that you guys really wanted to see outside of CZ and Glock was H&K.
Yes. And that's my first time seeing a G36.
Yeah, they have a real G36 there, which is like 90s technology, so it's not even that like, you know, like cutting edge, but it's just cool to see a G36.
And then the 433, right?
The 433, that's the cool. And so that's literally what the G36 is like. DNA has moved into.
Yeah.
So it's side folding. You know, it doesn't require to. Yeah. Okay.
For not trying to draw too many comparisons here, but it's basically your MCX but HK.
Yeah.
That is wild. I had no idea that was a thing. I didn't really made that.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
Yep.
And for those just entering the stream, what's up, guys? That's literally just responding to a comment that just got posted there. You know, thanks for joining us. Please ask your questions. We have so much to share. We have so much thoughts. And hopefully when we get back in the United States, which is literally like a 24-hour, 18-hour like travel time, so I might sleep for a day or two, we'll have a stream and round up everything a little bit neater, because we've not actually gone to IWA. We've only done the precursor to IWA so far. With that being said, what else was at the HK booth?
Yeah, so the HK booth, the 433, I wanted to see that. So
freaking cool. That genuinely, like picking it up and feeling that, I was impressed. It felt great.
And there's a couple different ones too. So it's not just like the 433. So there's 433, which is like normally like an 11.5 right around there inch barrel. That's 5.56, right? And then they have the PDW, which is like I think it's like somewhere between like 7 to 9 inch barrel, 300 blackout, and 5.56, which then moves us into the military designation for that 433 PDW, which is the G39.
Yes, right. I also was able to flip a short, a sequential short that kind of shows you all three of them like back to back to back, just to give you guys an idea. It's hard to figure out how people want to see this stuff because there's so many people around. It's hard to get good shots of the comparisons of these. So I got the logo or the designation for each, and then also kind of showed them in that short. So that'll be coming out shortly too.
Which of the three did you find most interesting? They're just sirens.
That way you can hear it. It actually wasn't that loud. It must be far. There's a train station right here, so it's blocking the sounds.
So all those 433s? PDW?
Yeah. Like I didn't even let you finish on purpose.
I like the G39.
It's cool because of what it is. I get that. But that PDW, man, that was just, it felt so good. I was very surprised.
And HK is working with ModPack because each of those 433s had a ModPack suppressor cover, a wrap pusher shield right around the front of it. And that just made it so where it was kind of more wieldy, you know, and wouldn't be just this big suppressor that's about as long as the barrel sticking out the front. So you got a cover for it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. And the elusive MP7.
Yes, MP7A2.
Which was, I mean, I'm happy I got to actually hold one in person because I've had airsoft versions of it, you know, as one probably not, but I've never actually held one in person. It was pretty cool.
It was cool. And then so they've got an M-Lock rail on the side of it, which was cool because you just don't normally see that with an MP7. And then what else they have? They had a little like acro on there as well. And there was a suppressor. I think it's been released. I'll say Ultra is what they call it. And pretty cool. They're working with H&K directly to get a lot of very particular suppressors out for HK guns like the MP7.
Going back, making sure we're good. What else was there at the HK booth? Oh, that's right.
HK's making ammo.
And it's what they're open to.
Yeah, so it's technically not a hit match, and that was the first thing I thought. I was like, okay, so this is like L118. You know, the military uses that, which is like a 308. And it's like, yeah, it's 308, so 60 by 51. and
Deprimator.
It reminds me of the technology in a 9mm hollow point applied to 308, but normally 308 open tip match is less about the hollow point advantages and more about like the advantages for open tip match to like kind of sail through the air. And they basically use that technology in some more to come up with the deprimator round. So HK is making ammo is what's to be said from all that.
That
precision ammo
it's interesting because that's not what I expected. We went up to HK booth and I was really expecting some sort of new gun. I got the 433 PDW, the 39, and also the 36. I got to see that for the first time in like real life. So some of those things are just pretty cool. I did not expect them to be like making ammo.
Yeah.
And they're ramping up production. So hopefully, I mean, there are no promises, but hopefully we can get some and actually test it out and see, hey, what's up, 480?
Yeah, and non-tox too. Yeah, so lead-free ammunition as well. So they're just doing a bunch of different stuff out there. I appreciate it. It's pretty cool. So they have that, and basically this ammo was designed for the MR308A6, the G210 is the military designation for their big DMR, and it was pretty cool. I do not hand load any personally. Was it Bad Wolf? Yeah.
They've done a lot of streams.
Yeah, no, I think it's awesome to do that. I think from what I've been told from people who do a lot of hand loading, if you want obviously like precision and you want consistency, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
If you want to do it for saving money, it doesn't actually save that much money. I'm sure it's caliber dependent, of course.
Yeah.
But it's more so for consistency is what I've always been told. So if I got into like shooting long distance more, I'd probably jump into that.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's also like conservative. So you can, remake your own ammo. You can kind of do it yourself, save some money, hopefully, even though I feel like the machinery cost of that is higher than buying ammo, unless if you're shooting that many rounds. I think there's probably a balance there.
Yeah, save the environment, of course. That's why we're hand loading. Yep.
Yeah. No. So, but like you do see people like going around picking up brass all the time. Like I've seen it at the range a couple of times. So yeah, good question. I had to do it. I'm not going to say it because it's a comment in there. But moving on, what else do we see?
We saw some pretty cool stuff. I cast powder and coat my 9mm 45 and 300 AC. They shoot phenomenal. They form to rifling better than any jacket. That makes sense.
Yeah, that does. Yeah. Maybe it's something we can dabble in the future because I've never done it. That doesn't mean I don't want to. It just means I don't really know. Okay, I know how a bullet works, but I don't know how to crib them and put them together.
There's a lot of pieces to it.
Yes.
Yeah. So you really got to like deep dive into it. You can't really just get your toes lightly into it. I mean, I guess you could pick like one caliber and go that route, but yeah,
I mean, that's probably the best place to start.
Yeah, always. But no, I mean, people get really into it. And people, like I said, long range shooting, like they swear by it. They're like, hey, you don't want like a large standard deviation, from one round to another. That's the way to do it. Hand loading. As far as new stuff goes, I would say HK was probably the coolest.
And we're gonna film something with Hallie tomorrow.
Yes.
What was Unity? Unity. So specifically Hallie, she's there. She's amazing at Unity. Probably one of the easiest people I've ever had to like talk to that worked for any company. She's just like very pleasant person to be around. So
she is, yeah. And that was the SEO fast mount on the VCOG.
Yeah,
because a lot of people were wanting a VCOG RMR mount. That's the one downside of the VCOG besides the price. Of course, I would say that's the number one downside to a VCOG. But outside of that, if you get it, even then, there's just not a simple way to mount a red dot. So they basically just provided that where it goes around the tube of the scope, between the two holding points for the scope itself. And then it is going to be RMR dedicated because that's what the Marine Corps wanted. Yeah,
Marine Corps. That makes sense.
They're RMR through. They're basically Trujicon through and through. So they're like, hey, give us the RMRs. And so Hallie said, we talked about this before, but now the next batch is actually going to be going to the American public. So love that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see a little bit more about that. And let me clear my camera off. It looks like it's like blurred. There we go. Now it's clear. No, I'm excited to see more about that and actually go talk to her about it a little bit tomorrow. So, what else? I mean, we were walking through and there was just so many interesting things. So you go, when you go to SHOT Show, you need to help, but doing it is almost impossible to get in the store. Yeah, it can be a little bit hard. You order them online.
I was gonna say, that would be the route I have gone. Is going through that.
That's when we got all of them.
Yeah,
like I don't think we've seen any in the store really.
No,
it just sell out very quickly.
Even then, and it depends too. Like if you look at the magnifier can be hard to find. That 4X, it's possibly, it's definitely one of the best. It might be the best magnifier on the market. Outside, of course, it's going to be expensive, right? Because they're mounts. But man, that magnifier is awesome. Use a laser. Oh, you could. Did it cut out?
Yeah, my phone decided it wanted to not work properly, so that was my fault. I messed around too much on it. But yeah, go ahead. Back into Unity.
There's some cool stuff in Unity. They basically just come out with new stuff. They want. In Hallie's thing, we talked a little bit today. Got to hang out, and her thing was just like they want to come out with new stuff that no one has come out with and solve those issues that. Not just like on the, obviously the civilian side, we want some things, right? But they talk to like SOCOM, they talk to these people who are using their rifles, who are using it in a professional capacity every single day to protect Americans. And they talk to them, they figure out what no one has been able to do, and then they find a solution to it. And they don't do this, like once every decade, right? Like a lot of companies do. I mean, they figure this out every single year, and they do that within different branches of the military, like the Marines, the SEO Fast Now, and SOCOM.
Yeah,
with their new product that we're working with SOCOM to create.
Yeah,
and we'll have more on that soon.
Yeah, I feel like this stream is a lot about how we're going to have stuff coming out soon. But I mean, it's true because we're here in Germany at IWA and filming some just really cool things. And we also got to see a lot of cool things too. Mm-hmm. There was a thermal sight that we'll probably never see. Mm-hmm. It didn't seem like this was something, but okay, picture a Trijicon Armor times that size by 4. Yeah, because the optic window was massive, but it was square. It was very close looking to an Armor kind of thing with like an EOTech housing around it. Mm-hmm. And it was a vector thermal.
It was vector?
I think so.
Yeah, vector with a D on the end. And that one's cool. Like you were saying, like the thermal.
Yeah.
And battery life is the only downside.
Well, you can get 150,000 if you don't turn on the thermal. You get the
150 hours.
No, 150 hours with thermal on. No, it's 8 hours with thermal on.
Oh, yeah.
It was like hundreds of thousands, or like 100,000 without the thermal on, just the thought itself. Because it's a massive battery that's in there. And you put a massive battery plus a tiny little like battery sipping red dot, you're good. You turn the thermal on, you only got like 8 hours left.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like what? 8 hours with the CR123 stacked on top of one another. They use their proprietary battery, which looked like an 18650.
It looked like two 18650s smacked together.
Yeah, and like taped together, but nicer. Not taped together. It was actually like a plastic housing. It looked really nice.
Yeah.
You get 11 hours. So that was pretty cool. I don't know if we'll have anything about that because it's not really going anywhere. But
and it's military only, and they can't bring it into the US right now. So there's a lot of that stuff, right? Like that's one thing where it's like we can do videos on things that will never come to the US, but what we always try to look for at the show are things that they are being shown for the first time at the show. Yep. And will eventually, if not immediately, be brought to the US first.
Which that's the ultimate goal. So, also, work in progress says, someone said get a cheap Chinesium one. I'm assuming Unity. It seems silly since I spent EOTech money on an XPS3 and a Glock 45 magnifier or G45 magnifier. Well,
She's saying he's got a high-end red dot magnifier combo. Why cheap out on the thermals?
so I have done some of those Chinesium things in the past, and you end up with flying red dots. So it was.
You mean flying red? Like, it's not ruining the red dot.
No.
It's just you can't.
The mount was loose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in certain things, the lockup system is proprietary, or at least it's just really solid. And when you go that Chinesium route, sometimes they don't think about those things because they don't care, and it costs $10. Great.
Makes sense.
And your dot ends up flying, and it's kind of scary because you're like, you're shooting fast and you don't realize it's like loose, and then you go for a reload, come back and your dot's done. You're like, wait, what's happening here? Why is this happening? It's a little bit freaky. So
Yeah.
be careful, I guess, is my statement there.
I mean, I don't think a lot of these engineers over there in China are looking at recoil lugs and going, man, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, how can we implement that more? So, I mean, you got to get what you pay for.
Yeah.
But also, there some of the thermal units are like ridiculously expensive, like way too expensive. The CIR from Trigicon, like early thermal that worked really well from what everybody says, way too much money.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, thermal's a cool technology. You can get, and I mean, Jason and I did a video on this. It hasn't gone out yet, but like, you go look at some of the expensive thermal, and they are really, really nice. But when it comes to just simply identifying something out there, 100, 200 yards out, 300 yards out, I mean, your basic thermals will also do that.
Yeah.
And those of you who live out on the West Coast, you got some space. You got 500 yards pretty easily. Here, well, not here, we're in Germany, but on the East Coast of the United States, 300 yards is pushing it a lot of times, unless if you're on a freeway.
It depends what you're not pushing it. You know, what gun are you using? You know,
I mean, that's true. I'm pushing it as far as being like seeing something, being able to see that far. You know, 300 yards is a pretty good amount. I mean, it's 3 football fields. You don't really have that many places where it's that line of sight. It's 100 yards, 200 yards at most. Again, some exceptions. There are mountains, obviously, and there are places where that does exist. But I feel like some thermals are starting to come down compared to 5 to 10 years ago.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, thermals are way more difficult. Who would try it that way? D&T optics came out with some thermals that are at an incredible price point, and they work.
And Holosun, Sightmark.
I mean, use Sightmark.
Yeah, they're the cheaper ones for sure. They're not as expensive as like the $10,000 ones. They're like $1,000 for some of the cheaper ones.
What is it? No, it's special.
Yeah,
it's the Sightmark. Yeah,
I think we have other ones. Those are all that come to my mind at the moment, but I'm sure there are plenty more out there that, you know, being there are a lot that I can't think of.
Definitely. Hard. No, we work.
That was another one, because that one, we have that one.
Yep. Infinitech. Yep. That one's cool for the red dot side of things. I mean, that red dot is incredible. The fact that you can do, because like the thing is, sometimes when you have like a 1 to 10, right? People put a piggyback red dot on top of that. And it does make sense, but I think a lot of people look at it and they're like, your scope goes 1 power. Why do you need also red dot that's 1 power?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can keep your scope on like 5 to 10 power, and you don't have to switch back and forth using your lever. Instead, you could just go 10 power to 1 power, right? It makes sense. Now you're changing that when you go, hey, I have a 1 to 10 power and I have a piggyback that's a 1 power thermal unit. It's like,
I mean, whoa, you're starting to get a little bit powerful there. Because the piggyback in general is really good for just kind of like sight endings, finding things. And then you crank that scope or LPBO up to its maximum. You start to be able to see a lot more or get really in on whatever it is you're hunting. So
I'm going to go Magpul Dynamics with this, but it's a 4th multiplier. Yeah, of course it is. Actually, no, it's pretty crazy.
Those are good videos. I recently found those. I didn't
have a Haley.
Yeah, I didn't know what those were. I heard that reference 1,000 times. I never really watched them. I went back and watched them like 4th multiplier and get a knowledge transfer.
The knowledge transfer. What else do you do? he was talking about the ergonomics and the I think it was like biogeometry or something. There was some great quotes from Travis back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Okay, so what are you excited to hopefully see? I am hopeful that we're going to see something from a big manufacturer coming up soon. Like just somebody that's going to say, hey, we have something new and we want to present it. Like just outside of SHOT Show, everything comes up in SHOT Show, even to the point where Glock's like, hey, we're going to launch stuff before SHOT Show because everything else comes out of SHOT Show. And we want to be able to control our narrative a little bit. I mean, that's what it is, right? When you launch something outside of the norm, you're basically saying, hey, I have this product I think is really good and going to get enough buzz, and we can hopefully do a better job of presenting it to people by launching it, not with everybody else in the chaos in the mix.
Yeah.
So that's also, I think, like IWA is a great place to kind of do that because not everybody's launching something new. It's all the stuff that's already launched.
Yeah.
So kind of like NRA. NRA is the same thing.
Mm-hmm. There was some cool stuff last year, and kind of going off of that, what I think you can do with that this year. The Venator was really cool. It was like a 9mm pistol that has like a round counter on the your back strap of your 2011 style gun.
Right, Dr. Duke and Schwartz.
I was thinking Master Chief, but that was
They've got an angle for everything.
It's cool, like the fact that it keeps you like track your rounds and stuff. It might be a little bit too much, but kind of specific to like competition world, but it's cool.
Yeah,
and I would say we're not going to see anything like more military focused, most likely, because that would have been at InfoSec.
Yeah,
but there's going to be some things that are going to surprise us.
And again, the CCP-13. Not coming to the average person, not for a while at least, not until maybe production can speed up and they can have an excess, something like that along those lines. Yeah, so let us know what you guys want to see. And I know there's not a ton of people out there right now watching this particular stream, but if there's something you want to see and you're watching this later, let us know what you want us to see or go look at, or you see something posted somewhere else and you want more information on it. Maybe whoever showed it to you in the first place didn't do a good enough job. Great, let us know. We'll go find it. We're here. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Exactly. No, there's amazing stuff coming out here, and you never know when it's going to come to the US. There's some times where we look at it and I'm like, man, like this is so cool, but it's a pipe dream that we never get it. And sure enough, it's being imported like right now through the ATF. Yeah, I was thinking Lukansky.
That's right. That was last year.
Yeah, it was last year.
If I had $1 for every time I heard you say that name.
Boy, it's so cool. I hope the ATF approves it and we're able to get it in the US very soon.
What is a Lukansky?
Lukansky, so he's a guy, so he's actually an engineer, previously worked at CT. He designed the Scorpion.
Oh, so competition.
Yeah, he designed the Scorpion S3. It was an Evo 3 S1. Then they made like the Evo 3 S2, and then now they're at like the 3 Plus for it. But basically, he was the engineer over there for those. And then he moved from CZ over to Laugo.
Like an alien?
Because he made the alien missile.
Oh.
And then he started his own company, which is Lukansky Arms. It's like Andre Lukansky, I think is his name.
Yeah.
And now he created what we affectionately called the next gen Scorpion, because it's the form factor of a Scorpion, but it has a new radial. Was it radial or it was divided matter recoil system?
It was something that sounded futuristic, and I was like, I need to see this before I believe it.
It's like a tungsten weight inside there that basically carries the momentum of the recoil, so that you don't feel it as much.
That makes sense. Yeah, we're gonna find something, because we're going through, and I'll be doing as many shorts as I could possibly think of to actually do, and get those little things. But some of these big things, I really want to see something like that this year. Something that's actually going to come to the United States, even though Lukansky, it's been a minute, they've had some struggles. But all right, something, since we're in Germany, something interesting, off topic, not firearms related, that I noticed. All of the water bottles here, the caps are attached.
Yeah.
So, okay, so here is your normal everyday water bottle, right? You have your cap up top here, you unscrew it, and it pops off. No, it doesn't. It's actually attached here. Why don't we do that in the United States?
I don't know.
Like it's smart. It goes up out of the way, and now we're just in there. And now I don't lose it.
Great question. Yeah,
it's like
Point for Europe. That's because it's not just Germany. There's
this is the first place I've seen it. So that was interesting.
That's cool. It's a beautiful city, Nuremberg, Germany.
There are castles here.
Yes, very cool.
I feel like we should post a picture of that on Instagram because it's actually really freaking cool. If you've ever been interested in like medieval times, which if you're a boy and you went through puberty, you probably were interested in medieval times at some point.
I went there once.
Only once?
Yeah, only once.
Not very long enough. Not long enough.
Medieval times, good time. Yeah, people ride around. They do. You're Lansing.
You know what you're talking about?
Yeah, medieval time. Medieval times, but yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, you get that feeling when you're here. Like you see certain things that just are really cool. So hopefully we can get some pictures out to you guys to show you. Also, trying to be more transparent about like, hey, we're posting some videos and photos of the travels that we do. Let us know in the comments what you guys want to see because I'm curious. I am experiencing all this stuff for the first time, so in my head, I'm not thinking about sharing it with everybody else. But if there's something you guys want to see, maybe can't get here, can't ever get here, and you want to see something, let me know. We'll find it.
One thing I want to check out that wasn't at SHOT Show, but I was going to be shown off here for EVA is the Keltec P50. The new iteration to it.
Oh yeah, we did hear about that.
It's interesting.
I'm curious.
I mean, for those of you who don't know, if you've been a rock and you haven't seen the Stuff and Things conversion for the Keltec P50, Keltec P50 was always kind of a weird. It didn't really work like it should have with the ergonomics of the P90 mag.
Yeah.
And so what they did is they, flipped it upside down. So it was easier and it just reloaded more of what you would think with your traditional gun, right? Still not traditional, but closer and also better ergonomics.
Time out. Is a Keltec traditional like L ever? Which I love the board. I'm not critiquing this. I'm not saying you're bad for not being traditional. No, I'm saying like you stand out. Well, not you, but Keltec. Well, thank you.
I would say the pistols, they're pretty standard. They're pretty traditional.
I don't know, the PMR.
No, the PMR. That's like one. I mean, if you look at like their 9mm.
The stripper clip. Okay, yeah. You said 9mm.
Yeah, outside of like 9mm, 380, all those are pretty standard fare. And those
are pretty early on versions of their builds too, before they got really creative, I feel like.
There's some of them that are newer. Yeah. We did like a showdown, a showdown a while back. We showed some of those. Yeah, they just into the pistol. But I mean, through and through, Keltec is, you may not like it, but it's ingenuity. That's what it comes down.
They look weird, but it works.
Yes.
I mean, okay, Sub 2000, that came out. There was a lot of contradiction, a lot of hate online from that particular guy, but it filled the job well. And to this day, some people struggle to make something that would even get close, if not beat it. And some do beat it, but
Smith & Wesson, FTC.
I mean, I wasn't going to say any names, but
just saying, it's pretty cool. What else? But yeah, the Stuff and Things. So the Stuff and Things Keltec P50, they made that, which made it more ergonomic. Everybody loved it. Across the board, it was like, cool, this is how it should have come out. Well, Keltec heard that and said, cool, we'll do the same thing.
They said, hold my German beer.
Yeah, we will make a reverse Keltec P50. Really just a standard, what it should have been originally. And they did a great job, but it seems to be copying it. I haven't seen it. I've just seen photos online, but it looks to be copying what Stuff and Things already did. Mm-hmm. So we'll have a video on that soon. Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, it's here.
True.
So we just got to find the right people to do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've kind of gone over what it was like to get here, what it's like a little bit here, some of the differences. Mine is a water bubble, which is just silly to begin with, but that's the most branded thing I can think of. After this, when we get back, we're going to wrap up all the things that we saw. So tomorrow is technically the first day of IWA as a whole. So we're going to get to go, but by the time you get to next chat with us, we're going to have gone through the entirety of IWA, and you'll see some of the videos and the highlights that we find that are really cool, because we're going to make videos on it, we make shorts on it, we're going to find ways to show that to you. But we're also going to find some more things that probably won't make it on the list, and we'll live stream about it. So,
Yep.
Any other thoughts before we start wrapping this with short stream?
Yeah, I mean, it's 11:15 here.
Yeah, well, it's 5:14. Well, if my math is right, I'm looking at it. My computer says 5:14. So,
Okay, so
my assumption is that's 5:14. Also, I turn my watch on airplane mode, so it still has
back
all
there.
the time. Just need to know.
It's tough. There's a lot of jet lag there, but no, it's 6 hours. It's time.
6 hours.
Oh, look at that. Also, they're at IWA, so we'll see some of their stuff. And we're talking the Swiss 6 hours, not the Sphere LT 6 hour that we know about. We're talking Swiss 550 6 hour, like cool stuff.
We're going dad joke. Do you think they're going to come out with a pocket knife? I do hope they have something unique because, there are different things in the United States that that nobody else has. That also happens and vice versa.
Yep.
Heck, that original SIG rifle that got turned into a pistol, what was that? The old one. It was a green, it was like a 308.
You're going to pistol? They get turned into a rifle?
Well, it was a rifle here, had to get turned into a pistol to make it a custom, or not a customs, but to get imported.
It was a long one. It was a SIG. They call it the P90 or something, but it's basically a SIG 550.
Yeah.
It's 5.56.
Yes, okay. We're on the same thought
It's
now.
like a 21-inch barrel with a bipod on it, and it was imported as a pistol because of 922R compliance.
It blew my mind first off, but yes, that one.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we see something like that because SIG's got a lot of history.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people only think United States when it comes to SIG.
And there's totally different one. If you guys have seen Inception, the SIG 550. Specifically towards the end of the movie, where they're in the snow, and then Leonardo DiCaprio and a couple other guys just have these like 45. I think it's like the 553, a short one. Oh my god, so it's just so good. Awesome.
Oh, sorry, that's French, not German.
No, they don't have firearm development anymore. They just contract H&K to make their guns.
That's true. I mean, German engineering is a thing for a reason.
We're in the FAMAS, Matt. We need the FAMAS. The FAMAS was awesome.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Maybe we'll see it tomorrow / the next couple of days.
Maybe. I know.
I'm not hinting anything. I've been hinting things throughout this whole video, but that's not one.
Hey, people with a Murdoch and Co. at SHOT Show, they're doing the L85, the civilian one in the US. And that's basically like the British FAMAS.
Yeah,
And it's coming to the US. So there's not to say someone else couldn't do that.
that's true.
Yeah.
Hopefully it runs better than a Jag. I love Jaguar,
Jaguar.
but they do have issues.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else you can think off the top of your head?
Yeah. I'm just excited. I'm so excited to see what's around. It's kind of like sifting, like gold mining.
Yeah, because you're really panning through a lot of things that you've seen before. Sorry, I didn't want to say like dirt because it's not dirt. Like dirt are really cool things, but things you've seen before to find the one thing that stands out, which it could be buried underneath things that no one is talking about. So I'm just thankful I get to be here. I'm beyond excited. I think I'm getting a cold.
Oh,
Yeah, I can feel it. It's building. Hops off stream.
yeah. Oh, that's a guy.
But I'm beyond excited to be here. I'm beyond thankful to be here and to see all the culture that is here. And again, please, let us know if you want to see something. I will go take a photo or an individual person if they post it on this video. I look at these comments. People don't think they do, but we look at the comments all the time.
Oh yeah, every single time.
So yeah. Anyway,
What about you?
I'm excited to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do much research before I came because I was more or less worried about just getting here. Said hi.
What's up, man?
It's the fact that
It's like he's speaking on behalf of him.
right, who said hi? You said hi. You said hi.
But then it shows his name. It's
like the German translation to hi, like danke. That's thank you, right? No, that's thank you.
Yeah.
So that's not hi. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I hope to find just something that I didn't expect because when you're walking into these events, especially for the first time, like when I went to SHOT Show for the first time, I had a different view. You guys all knew where you wanted to go, what you needed to see. You had a beeline, and I'm like a kid in New York for the first time, looking around, not knowing what's going on, and I found some really cool things that I thought were like beyond cool, and some of them were.
Gold mining, man.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so I don't know if you did this when you were a kid, but like in the mountains, I grew up near Appalachia, pretty close to that. So we would go there frequently, and you could do these like little mining experiences where they would like give you like the sifting pans and go through. It literally feels like that. Yeah, like as you're walking through the halls, you're like, I don't know if I like that one. I don't know about this. And then all of a sudden you're like, hold up.
Did you find
what
gold?
is this? And then you find gold. You strike gold.
But like in real life, did you find gold?
I found like little bullets, but yeah, you would never find anything.
Grew up out on the West Coast, but more northern West Coast, like the Oregon area. And we would do that. They would take us out to the rivers. It's crystal clear out there, really nice. So you can see the dirt and you dig through it, sift through it. And then every once in a while, somebody would find, because there's like actual gold mines in Oregon, like legitimate gold mines, which is funny because you're like, hey, go work at the gold mine. And it's actually a thing. But, and so we'd find like this little tiny nugget. And they would always just say, yeah, if you were in California, you'd probably be like 3 times that size. I was like, well, we're not in California. I feel like it was probably the same thing.
The Western expansion. go west, my friend.
we're before East right now. Well, like, I guess it depends on which side of the world you're on.
Yeah, that's true.
But with that being said, I think that's pretty much everything we had. Again, please let us know your thoughts. What do you want to see? Anything you can think of in Germany that you want to see that doesn't start with red. I want to know what you guys want to see, and we'll find a way to get that information out to you guys.
Doesn't start with red.
Like a light.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Final thoughts?
No, I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited to get these videos out.
Me as well. But I'm also tired. It is 11:30 almost. Yeah, 11:21. I'm tired. I want to go to bed, and that way we can prepare and make the best videos for you guys tomorrow. So with that, thank you guys so much for being here. It has been a pleasure. Please leave a comment down below on what you want us to see yet again for the 18th time that I've said that. You want to close us out?
Guys, thank you for watching. God bless.
And we'll see you
this time
on the next one. Man, we can deal with it on purpose. Oh, wait, I got to click the button.